people have their own ego trip when they start to do somebody else's music, and they say, well, I'll show them how it should have been done.
I was always approaching it from a fan's point of view, really. I'd heard some other sort of cover versions where they went like a million miles away from the original, which was alright, but it wasn't the sort of record that I wanted to make.
I wrote Born Free, which I did as like a parody on a Disney movie, and it worked. Then there was this huge record in America, went to #1. I was over here at the time, and it was Roger Williams with a choir. And United Artists sent me this version that had gone to #1. I couldn't believe it. I don't know whether you've ever heard it. It was the most pompous, overblown, terrible thing I've ever heard in my life.
And we're sort of building and building and building until we get to that, which is kind of like the climax of the thing. And I've seen your smile.
That's got to be my favourite bit.
A thousand dreams.
And then there was another one that I had, which was when I did the Midnight Cowboy theme. Two American pianists called Ferranti and Taisha did a version of it with piano, glissando running all over the place. I mean, Midnight Cowboy, this down and out funky, you know, 12-string guitar harmonica thing, and they did it with this. That went to #1.
The record I wanted to make was one which recognised the sort of cinematic, melodramatic, over-the-top aspect of it that the originals brought to it, but you know, trying to find some way of making that relevant now.
Take my unfinished life and make it complete, just like the moon could know.
I think that's the one that we probably need to do, like on just that verse, because that, you obviously know, if you do it with, you know, with a certain amount of love and affection and respect for where the, you know, where the songs were coming from, then I don't think you'll have a problem with it. You know, it wasn't as if I was, you know, kind of destroying them or radically redefining them, really. I mean, some of them have been, but I mean, I still think the heart and soul of the songs are things that I've kept.
I missed that, I know.
Keeps getting better.
Okay.
I think I understood where the songs were coming from and what they were doing, and I knew the way I wanted to treat them, and I didn't think it was something that anyone would have any problem with, because, you know, I mean, obviously there are people that are bigger Bond music fans than I am, but I mean, I'm reasonably familiar with them, you know, and so I kind of just did it with a lot of respect for the music.
David was the epitome of generosity, and that he retained the original character, if you like, and character of what was there, but then added a total freshness to it.
Well, that's why I was trying to. I mean, I know that.
Bam, blam,
I'm
blam.
anticipating that the orchestra's going to sound like as brash. You know,
Yeah.
in fact, even more brash than the original.
Always runs while others walk. He looks at this world and wants it all.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah.
I wasn't really worried about, you know, fashion or other people's opinions. You know, it's just I had those songs in my head, and I heard them the way that I heard them, and I just wanted to record them the way I wanted to record them. I mean, I didn't have an agenda about, you know, subtly, you know, bending the curve of popular music in this country, you know, and making something different and making a big statement, because it isn't. I mean, it feels like a personal record to me because I've made it, but I never wrote any of the material.
Can you imagine writing something and then and somebody does it 20 years later or whatever, and just throws a whole new light on it. It's very flattering, and it's terrific.
Reacts while other men just talk.
He's got this whole attitude towards this material that I don't have and never will have.
And I think in a way, like, the song's about power, but it was all about admiring this person who, you know, gets any woman he wants and he can do anything. It's all about, you know, this guy's got a life without consequence.
I called up Don Black. I said, how do you feel about writing a lyric called Thunderball? What's that? I said, I don't know.
I remember going to my dictionary to look up the word Thunderball, and it wasn't there. So I thought, what does it mean? I mean, it doesn't mean anything. In the film, I think it was a code name.
Thunderball is a ridiculous song title. I mean, it's so... what is it, you know? And I was flying down from London to the Bahamas, and I picked up a magazine, and it said that the Italians called... the nickname the Italians had for James Bond was Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And I thought, what a great title. That is just a great title. And so when I arrived down there, I said to Cabin, I said, you know, it's just a terrific Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. You know, you can't. Everybody knows that's got to be James Bond, and we don't have to write a song called Thunderball, which, you know, what is Thunderball?
He looks at the world and wants it all, so he strikes like Thunderball. But really, it's a bit of cartoon nonsense.
And then we called Tom Jones. He came in saying, he said, what does it mean? You know, Tom, just sing it, okay? Let's get deep. Deep is not what we're looking after here. Just be convincing. Just take a note out of Shirley's book. Just be convincing. Just don't ask any questions. Thunderball, and it strikes like Thunderball. I mean, whatever.
And Tom gives it plenty of macho, machismo.
Well, that's why I don't really want to compete with Tom Jones if we can help it.
He's Tom.
Yeah.
He's the governor.
I think drama played a big part in these songs. I mean, I remember when Tom Jones recorded Thunderball. I'll never forget it, because on the last note he fainted. It's a very high note, whatever that note is, and he did it in one take, and he went on and did some other bits of the song, but he couldn't do that more than once. And he sings it in his act to this day, Tom Jones, and I asked him about this recently, and he told me he'd lowered the key, which doesn't surprise me, because it was so overly dramatic and theatrical.
Guy singing a song about a guy. It's a kind of vaguely homoerotic sort of song, really. It's a bizarre kind of lyric. So, he always runs while others walk, he acts while other men just talk. You know, there's this guy following this man almost with a camera, studying his every move, celebrating it and sort of wanting to be him. It's dead obsessive. And when we first met David Arnold and stuff, I could tell David had a lot of ideas about how it should be sung in tune and in time, but he wanted to go beyond that, and I really like doing that. You sort of conceptualise a little bit and you get right inside the song.
David Arnold has put his own signature to them, which is a hell of a compliment, because, you know, John Barry is Bond, but now David has given it sort of end of the millennium touch. Is sprinkled a little bit of contemporary feeling to it, but lost none of the integrity of the original.
There's 8 people here working. The studio's booked. We lost a day on Sunday. We've lost another day today. You know, we're all sitting around here waiting. The most difficult thing was actually coordinating people from, you know, different parts of the world, some of them in America, some of them over here, all on different labels, all in the middle of world tours, all making their own records. Logistically, it's a nightmare. All right. Well, listen, if you have any doubts, right, about whether or not you're going to be here or not, try and give me a little bit more notice.
Hello.
Yes, very good.
What?
All right.
Power chords.
Just for an example, with the Pulp situation, I met Jarvis for the first time this time last year. It sounded great. It's very lively in here.